Hello, welcome to the Self Learning Podcast by Dr. Sushma Singh. Let us start discussion on Chapter 2 Social Change and Social Order in Rural and Urban Society. And our topic is environment. Nature, ecology, and the physical environment have always had a significant influence on the structure and shape of society. This was particularly true in the past when human beings were unable to control or overcome the effects of nature. For example, people living in a desert environment were unable to practice settled agriculture of the sort that was possible in the plains near rivers and so on. So, the kind of food they ate, or the clothes they wore, the way they earned their livelihood, and their patterns of social interaction were all determined to a large extent by the physical and climatic conditions of their environment. The same was true for people living in very cold climates or in port towns, along major trade routes or mountain passes, or in fertile river valleys. But the extent to which the environment influences society has been decreasing over time with the increase in technological resources. Technology allows us to overcome or adapt to the problems posed by nature, thus the reducing the differences between societies living in different sort of environments. On the other hand, the technology also alters nature and our relationship to it in new ways. So, it is perhaps more accurate to say that the effect of nature on society is changing rather than simply declining. But how, you might ask, does this affect social change? The environment may have shaped societies, but how did it play any role in social change? The easiest and most powerful answer to this question can be found in natural disasters. Sudden and catastrophic events such as earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, floods, and tidal waves like the tsunami that hit Indonesia, Sri Lanka, the Andaman Island, and parts of Tamil Nadu in December 2004 can change societies quite drastically. These changes are often irreversible, that is, they are permanent and do not allow to a return to the way things were. For example, it is quite possible that many of those whose livelihoods were destroyed by the tsunami will never be able to return to them again, and that many of the coastal villages will have their social structure completely altered. There are numerous instances of natural disasters leading to a total transformation and sometimes total destruction of societies in history. Environmental or ecological factors need not only be destructive to cause change, they can be constructive as well. A good example is the discovery of oil in the desert region of West Asia, also called the Middle East, like the discovery of gold in California in the 19th century. Oil reserves in the Middle East have completely transformed the societies in which they were found. Countries like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, or the United Arab Emirates would be very different today without their oil wealth. Now let us wind up the session, and thank you very much for engaging yourself with the self learning podcast.